clearing job. I'm just taking out these small trees right now. Just small. Trying to get it opened up so before I start laying down the big boys. It's probably gonna leave that one because that's way too big for the mill. Plus it'll provide some shade for the animals they're gonna have out here. But I'm gonna take down all the small stuff, get it opened up, and get a fire pit going and do it that way. So it may be probably be a couple more days before I take down the bigger stuff. So I gotta get all this small stuff out of the way. It's just aggravating trying to work around and then here and there, and then once I get enough to keep the fire going, I'll dig a pit and start burning all this stuff. We're in the Cat 309. Can't really show you what this machine's capable of just yet until I start pushing over the bigger stuff. I mean, I feel like this machine is really fast. Of course, it all depends on your operating skill, and I'm no expert. I feel like this machine can cover a lot of ground in a little amount of time. What really helps in situations like this is it's compact. So I can get in here and work in tight spaces, and I don't have to worry about beating the hell out of the machine. Tearing the back of it off, getting the counterweight on stuff. Turn that music down before we get sued over copyright. And I hope that beeper isn't so loud it's annoying. I'm gonna unhook it. I just totally forgot about it. It don't really bother me, but I know I don't like watching videos with that beeper going off, and it's just annoying. But just bear with it for this video. Have to bear with me too, because I'm just now starting the YouTube thing. I'm all the time doing something, whether it's this or running a sawmill or doing some small dirt work stuff. I'm trying to get my son motivated to start videoing and editing videos, give him something to do. You know how these kids nowadays, anything but play video games, but maybe I can get him interested in this stuff, because he is not the outdoorsy type. He'd rather sit up under the air conditioner all day, but he really don't have a choice when I tell him to get to work though. So he'll be helping me some, my wife. Put her running the chainsaw. for right now until I can figure out where I'm going to burn at, because there's a house right behind me about 100 yards. That's the only thing I have to worry about. Once I get everything opened up, I can see kind of how the lay of the land is. I may have a couple burn pits so it'll save time on tracking back and forth. There's going to be quite a bit of stuff to burn once I start laying these big trees down. You know, this tract of land wasn't really big enough for true loggers to come in here. Which I feel like, you know, as high as lumber is right now and what they're giving for oak, white oak, it would have been feasible to come in here and log this, but the homeowner's a good friend of mine, and I told him, you know, I'll log it. But the difference in me and the logger is there won't be a mess left. I will clean the land up, burn everything, get rid of all the tops and everything. But you probably won't have that with loggers. They'll come in here and make a mess, which that's not what they get paid to do. I understand. Their objective is to get in, get the wood, and get out. That's how they make a living. I get it. Time is money. Especially when you're paying for $1 million, $2 million worth of equipment. You know, you ain't got time to sit around and pick up every little limb. But that also doesn't help small landowners, you know, that's got 10 or 15 acres or 5 or 6 acres of timber. You know, they can't really afford to pay somebody to come in here and clear it. But at the same time, there's money there in your timber. I don't know, I feel like sometimes logging operations have gotten so big they can't afford to move all their equipment just for, you know, a week's worth of work at the most. Then around here where I'm at, North Mississippi, there's not really any small operations left. You know, maybe it's time that people start doing small operations. Most land around here, it's been clear cut and set back out in pine. I hate to say it, but probably in my lifetime, hardwood is going to be really hard to come by, especially in big tracts. Now, when you're talking about pine, there's going to be no shortage of pine. Those things are everywhere. But it's going to get to where if you ain't got 200 or 300 of pine set out, it ain't worth cutting, because pine is just, there's so much of it the government owns and everything else like that. They're not paying that much for it because there's so much of it. Just like the place I own, we got 86 acres. And it's got virgin hardwood on it. It's never been touched. But it also has a lot of volunteer growth pine on it. That's nothing, you know, you might get half of it may be good enough for saw logs. The rest of it's just knotty pine that's nobody really wants. in order for us to have the pine cut, we got to get over half our hardwood cut for it to be worth logging. And it's just something that we didn't want to do because we didn't want our land scalped. But that was before, you know, I really got into doing this stuff and got this excavator, so I'm pretty sure I'll be the one cutting it and logging it out and select cutting it now. So we'll see how that goes in the future. So that's a good ways off. I stay so busy with this stuff, I don't have time to work on my own stuff. Like they always said, a mechanic's vehicle is the worst on the road because they don't have time to work on their own stuff. They're worried about everybody else's. You gotta make a living. That's kind of how I am. But I'll just keep working my way around and tearing out this small stuff, getting it out of the way. I'll start a burn pit soon. Probably right in this area where I'm sitting now. Kind of up on a hill. First, I've got to figure out what to do with all these pine on this property. I may wait and take them down last. Try to find either a chip mill or something to take them to. Maybe I can find a logger that'll come. He can bring his truck or whatever, and I can load him up and let him take them to the mill. Probably what's going to be most feasible instead of me having a fool with them, just get them out of the way and maybe make enough just to pay for fuel or something, you know. I don't look to get rich off of them. I can tell this this track's never been cut before either. It's got some really big oaks on it, really big hardwood. Some of them are just too big. But all these pine are just volunteer growth or nothing special. Got a lot of knots in them. Working away at it. Let me set y'all up out here so y'all can watch this thing in action. Maybe I won't bust the camera. Forget where I set y'all and lose you. Alright.
Yeah.